Anthropic just launched Claude Sonnet 4.5, and they're calling it the best coding model in the world. Spoiler alert, I don't believe any of those benchmarks. And in this channel, we're gonna put this model in the real world testing so we can see the true performance, because those benchmarks eventually are for marketing purposes. So let's give them 1 minute to see what they actually are. The model card show the truly remarkable performance across SWA bench, which make the new Sonnet model more capable than the old than Opus 4.1. The big achievements, according to Anthropic, what they achieve here is better, longer multi-step reasoning and stronger capabilities in math solving, as the same price as Sonnet 4. So as we see here, Sonnet 4.5 is much cheaper than Opus 4.1 for $3 per million output token in input and $50 for output tokens. And what they are saying here, this model is very terrible at computer use, agentic tasks, which you give him a prompt and that can use your device. So what they are saying here, this model is the most aligned frontier model they have, and it's released under ASL3 protection. And if we focus more on this graph, we see that this model is better on everything, basically. Is stronger at coding tasks, tool use, and mathematical reasoning with code. And the strongest capabilities and the most important one in Claude models, it's the agentic coding, which make this model very unique when you use it in Cursor, EDE, or those agentic coding platforms, which make the experience very good. So as we compare here, it's better than GPT-5. So let's test this model now. I tried this prompt before with Claude Sonnet 4, which is turned out not very good, actually. This is the original photo, and I asked him to clone this interface. And this is what we got, basically. So let's try this with Claude Sonnet 4.5 and see if there is any changes. So let's try the same prompt with Sonnet 4.5 and see if there is any upgrades or better generations. I will active extended thinking and I will select Sonnet 4.5. And let's start and see what this test basically focuses on. We want to see if the vision capabilities improved or not in the newer model. And then, because this is so crucial in computer use, because basically computer use, you're gonna let the model navigate through your computer. So the model need to have very good understanding of the elements that is looking at, the buttons, the layout of the websites itself. So if the vision capabilities become better, this field, those benchmark are not just numbers, but they reflect the real world, the real improvement. So the result is already done. I will open it in separate tabs so we can see it clearly. So as we see here, it's slightly better actually from the last generation. So the activity is more polished here than this, because the original image has those 3 circles, and we've actually and the only error here I see is that the diagrams are vertically and not horizontally. So I will ask Claude to fix this issue, and hopefully, so I asked the model to the actual problem and I hope it's fixed it. So as we see here, this is very unfortunate. I asked him the first time to fix those charts and there is actually no fix. Then I clarify that the charts are vertically. Again, there is no fix. Then I actually take a screenshot and tell him to, and he said, I see the issue. Cards are stacking vertically instead of being arranged in proper horizontal grid. Tell what, we got the same mistake again and again and again, which is so unfortunate to see from this model. This model struggled a lot in this problem. So for conclusion here, the vision capabilities are better than Sonnet 4. But the reasoning and the debugging skills are not the best actually for this model. And I guess many developers will suffer from this. I don't know if agentic framework like Cursor will fix this issue, but we will see. So the next test I will run here. I will ask the model to create a WebOS emulator, which is how the browser, calculator, File Explorer, terminal applications. color calendar, everything. I'll ask him to create everything in a single file. And you need to create a plan first, then he need to execute it step by step. I'm using third-party service here because in Club application, I can only access to 4.5 and I don't have access to. So here, this model isn't available right now. So I'm going to switch to a third-party provider. I'm going to copy the same prompt and I will select Sonnet 4 here. And hopefully this is work. So in the meantime, I will select Sonnet 4.5 and we'll basically put those two models side by side. So Claude Sonnet 4 actually finished and he generated all the code. We can see this preview here above. I would like to open it in separate tab. So here the login screen, it's 4.0. It's a nice touch. And the desktop looks a bit messy, bugged. So this is the browser. This content is blocked. So the browser actually didn't work. Let's try the calculator. Yeah, the calculator looks good. 14 plus 3, 17. Here we have the terminal. Let's type out to see what the commands are available. Let's try ls. We have document, desktop. We are in the root directory. So the twd working. So yeah, the commands are actually linked to each other, which is so fascinating to see. We are now in the desktop directory. And here we have our file explorer. We can create new file like test file. Let's call it like this. And yeah, we can open this file by double clicking it. We can say hello and save it. If we refresh this, the access to our file, our desktop and our test file, this will still be saved, so this is very cool to see. Let's try the terminal. Let's try if we can access our test file from the terminal or not. So let's CV to the desktop, ls command. Here actually I see the test file. So let's try to display this content. Let's type caf test. So yeah, here we see the content of that file, which is hello in the terminal. So this WebOS is actually fully functional. We just have this, but the logic is completely working. This is the first time I see a model capable to generate a good terminal logic and actually a truly functional file system. So let's move on to the Club 4.5. As we see here, we have the same loading screen. Yeah, this looks more clean actually. We have the start menu. The browser, I hope it's working. This is the Wikipedia URL and everything actually rendered correctly. So it's actually so pretty to see that this OS actually have a working version of browser and we can, those other actually doesn't work yet, but this is very, very cool. For the calculator, it's actually more prettier than the previous one. Let's try the same 8 times 2, correct? But I don't know why when I close a program, it's actually became like this. So yeah, I guess this is another bug. The terminal, I hope it's worked like the previous. Actually, the previous design is more immersive than this because it's look really like a terminal, but here I don't like to see the terminal separated to a viewer. And here we can see the date command, which is working. Let's try 5, but that's 6. It's 11. Let's see what directory we are in currently. We have no files. In the File Explorer, there is no actual root directory or desktop, but we can create new files. I will test it. I will name it test. If we double click this file, we cannot type inside this text file or anything. It's just like an element added to this File Explorer, which is very disappointing because 4.5, it's supposed to be better than Claude Sonnet 4. Because Claude Sonnet 4 actually create a very perfect file explorer system with this integration between it and the terminal, which we don't see here, that this performance is worse than Claude Sonnet 4. So let's move to the next test. So in the next test, I'm basically asking those models to create a Python 3D racing game. Let's try the results. So here the Sonnet 4, which is something more. This is a working game. The road is so small, the car is a bit clunky, but at least we got something working. In the other hand, when we we want to try the Sonnet 4.5 model, we see that we get an error. There is nothing wrong. It's like the previous test. I ask him to correct this error. I say, see this error, can you fix it and deliver the full working code? And guess what? This code actually doesn't work either. So I asked him the third time and I provided the third error. It's a working game now. So yeah, but there is actually no driving car I can drive. There is bots here. Yeah, this is basically totally broken. This model is going on loops. So my opinion is this model from Anthropic is very confusing for me. And it just gives me mixed feeling because the Sonnet 4 is beta things that Sonnet 4.5 is missing. And I guess if you want a stable model and actually a very creative one, use Sonnet 4. And if you want something that can correct itself and create good designs, use Claude Sonnet 4.5. I feel like the new model is missing a lot of the previous capabilities. And for my opinion, I prefer to use Claude Sonnet 4 and wait for Sonnet 5 maybe. Please leave your opinion in the comments and leave us a like and subscribe. I will appreciate it. And see you next video.